day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to Wild Hearts. So last time we cleared up the rest of our side quests, and now our objective is to have a chat with Fuyufusagi and see what he needs. Remember, like, a lifetime ago, he interrupted us while we were talking with Togahime? Time to find out what he wants.
Ah, you came. I had no idea you were with the Hime-sama. These damn karakuri are sometimes more trouble than they're worth. At least she sounded well. If a little displeased with yours truly. Are you in a hurry or something? I want you to take a good look at me first. Notice anything different? No. The gourd, of course. Look, it's bone dry. Not even a drop of sake left. And almost as bad, my pockets are equally empty. So, you probably know what I'm about to ask already, huh? Of course not! I'm perfectly capable of earning my own coin and filling my own gourd. But it's too dangerous for my liking outside town. So I need an escort. Come on, help me out. Who else can I ask? I have to get over to the spirit isle and collect some materials. I'll cut you in. You know that. Don't you want to aid a poor old veteran? You'll do it? That's what I like to hear. Yosh, no time like the present. Let's go!
You know, Fuyufusagi really grew on me over the course of the campaign.
Ever come across a bottomless sake gourd? No?
You know.
If I had an ounce of gold to my name, I wouldn't have to work like this.
Yeah, I wasn't too keen on him to start, just because I don't tend to like braggarts. But he grew on me over the course of the campaign.
Right. Let's get this done and dusted quickly.
You know, I'm about to make a horrible mistake.
What's going on? Am I seeing?
I would like to take a brief moment.
We'd better investigate.
Sorry to interrupt you, Fuyufusagi, but I know what's coming, and I'm about to be a sad, sad lady if I don't have a torch for this. That is something just to keep in mind, lords and ladies. Don't be too married to your basic karakuri, because there are going to be different situations basically throughout the course of the campaign that are going to call for different basic karakuri and different fusions. I'm kind of locked in at the end game to what I think is the most beneficial to me, but this is definitely not one to be too... What do you mean I missed that? Give me back. Stupid trigger not deciding to give me the pretty new pets.
There's ice here too. Perfect for chilling my sake, but a little too chilling for the spine. And I don't think a drink's going to make this go away. Let's push on. Something's definitely not right. There's ice all over the place. What's going on? Is this more kemono trouble?
You know, forgive the indecisiveness, lords and ladies. I'm just thinking to myself, and I am looking. Did I not place one here? I always have one here. I must not have the plant energy for it yet. I must not have plant energy for it yet. Oh, whatever. We'll be fine. That's one of the things I've noticed as I have been outpacing the game's expectations in terms of the karakuri tree and unlocks and camp life. The limitations that are placed upon your dragon karakuri for your camps in low rank are incredibly restrictive. And by the way, the game would really love it if I would consider playing the game, so that I can have more dragon energy, you see, when we get to high rank, and I can further upgrade my dragon pits, so that I can have all of those Celestial Tsukumo shrines that I want. And not just get confused because my goldfish brain forgot that I have that.
Surely it's not. No, it can't be. What was that? Could it be what's causing all this? Huh. Forget the materials. We need to find out what the thing was.
Not to put too fine a point on it, game, but we were just standing there looking at old friend, old buddy Deathstalker for a good minute there. Yeah, just as a note, you can just kind of Skyrim up those rocks. You don't need to place a flying vine or anything to get up here. There's actually a lot of rocks that you can just kind of be a little bit fast and loose with the physics on. It's kind of nice. But there's actually a frozen cicada in this cutscene. I didn't notice that the first time. It's probably why they were so hard to find when I was looking for them initially.
It cannot be. Azizo! Look out!
Chicken ex machina. There she is again.
Wait! Stop!
Okay, so this, lords and ladies, is your introduction to one of the quest modifiers.
Until I see this kemono with my own eyes. You take care of this brute. I'll carry on tracking the other one.
Which you can get on your map quests, basically called Seething Rage. In summary, it is basically a perpetually enraged kemono. And for those of you who are familiar with our chicken friend here, he likes to fly a lot when he's enraged. I would like to get an overcharge off of him. You know what I meant to do, and I totally didn't, and I should have. Really, chicken? Okay. God. Things that I will curse forever, no matter how long I have spent at this. I will forever curse small monsters. What was that? I will curse small kemono in the battle arena. And the Dreadclaw's breath attack. Those are just always going to be... this is not helpful at all. Yeah. Echo put some threat out. Okay. Come on, you damn bird. It's gonna get me on the comp. Do you have a weak spot that I can suction yet? Or are you just, like, fully committed to being a pain in the ass here? tempted to just go for that right now, but we're getting good CC on the burn right now, so... Okay. There is another little quirk of Karakuri. It does not... Fusion Karakuri does not like to be placed on an uneven surface, lords and ladies. It doesn't like it at all, and if you try it, it is likely to say no. Now, this is partially because of the animations that go into the detonation, or the construction of Fusion Karakuri. And I'm sure there's a bunch of other factors that I don't know about. But you do need to be mindful that if you are on an uneven surface, you can get that can't be placed here pop-up. It's really no big deal. Just try to be mindful if you're trying to put one of those up that you might have to kind of work around the game's geometry.
Sorry. I lost it. You took it down, did you? Impressive as always, Chief. Let's get back to town. There's something I need to tell you.
Pack it on.
Oh, you're back. Right. Do you have time to talk? I owe you an apology for doing my own thing back there. I just couldn't afford to let the Rasetsu get away. The Deathstalker and I have quite a history. What I want to know is what it's doing on the island. Its territory should be a long way northwest from here, around Otsuki Castle, Governor Ishido's old stronghold. Not that anyone calls it by the name anymore. Not now it's surrounded by snow. You hear it called Fuyufusagi Fort now. It's too much for my brain. How about paying the sensei a visit?
Okay, well, we will be moving on towards our fourth map.
Here's the list.
I wonder if I should avoid picking up anything until after we actually trigger Fuyufusagi Fort. So I don't have fantastic options. Well, I can finish that too, just for the record.
Bye for now. Oh, you want to know what's still to do? Here's
Yeah,
the list.
hurry to get started. I didn't actually do this off screen, so I'm willing to bet we're about to. Oh, well, no, this card is locked in. I'm pretty sure. So let's see here. Just grab minerals and ingredients. They're not worth much, but they're things I'll do organically.
The last war in these... You may examine anything in as much detail as you please before you decide.
Dried grain, miso, dried red meat can go into the bartering box.
You do make me sad.
It really is unreal, you guys, how much better luck Bob has with gem rice than I do. It is tragic how bad my luck is in the rice field.
What's the matter with you two? You both look very grave.
Well, it's a long story, but...
What a fascinating development! Arasetsu has covered the Summery Spirit Isle in ice, you say? Yes, this warrants a detailed investigation. It's quite an unusual phenomenon indeed. You would never normally expect ice kemono to appear somewhere with such a disparate climate to their usual habitat.
Maybe not, but that's what's happened. It looks like hell's frozen over there. Quite literally.
Kemono are like humans. They avoid inhospitable areas. They naturally accumulate in areas that are favorable to their existence. Now, imagine the prevailing climate on the Spirit Isle. Would you expect an ice and snow kemono to choose such a sultry location? At the very least, wouldn't it be drawn to the more moderate temperatures along the Harugasumi Way?
This Death Stalker is powerful enough not to care. You remember Otsuki Castle, the seat of Governor Ishido, don't you, Sensei? It was magnificent. Blossoming flowers all around, life everywhere. Now they call it the Frozen Fort.
True. It's a shadow of its former self these days. The kemono brought blizzards and ice to the whole area. I think there's a correlation between the failing of Minato's karakuri years ago and the increasingly violent kemono activity since across Azuma. The fate of the Great Bear may be relevant too. I hear the area where it once slumbered happily is now a barren wasteland. The natural environment in these parts would appear to be undergoing some sort of rapid transformation.
That sounds plausible. Or not. I'm no scientist. So, what's our move, Sensei?
Well, we can't afford some protracted observation of kemono behavior now. No, we need to focus on this wolf. If my hypothesis is correct, I'd expect to see a physiological change in its gut. In any part of its body that absorbs celestial thread, in fact.
Right. So I guess it comes down to you again.
This thing was really mean to me when I was stuck with a katana.
A little overzealous, no? I hope you know what you're letting yourself in for. Still, we can't afford to ignore the threat this wolf poses to Minato.
There is one problem we need to address first. The kemono's primary habitat is around Fuyufusagi Fort, but I hear the cavern that leads there collapsed during the Earthbreaker's advance. So, we'll need to clear the way before we can proceed. See if Ren and her crew can help with that.
That should come from you. She owed you a favor or two, doesn't she?
You're not getting away without helping, Michishige. You know the way to the old castle better than anyone. You can be on guide duty.
Well, I'm not really feeling it at the moment, so you'll have to make your way alone. I need some space. The Tsuruhashi clan have a good name. They won't shun a bit. I haven't been properly introduced yet, though. You'd better be the one to ask.
Oh, yes, also, by the way, speaking of Ren, because I have been doing insane amounts of off-screen farming, basically what upgrading those facilities like I showed you when it first became available does, in low rank you can get 3 or 4 of them, and it increases the size of your stack size from 20 all the way up to 40 maximum. In high rank, it will actually give you another row, a third row that you can store things on. But that is why I said at the very beginning that when you have the chance, you should always, always, always be upgrading those. It is very much worth the gold. Especially since I'm mostly spending my gold on food supplements right now. Tend to just tuck things away here, like when I buy meat and stuff, I just tuck it over here to eventually move it over to Bob. I want to grab this and put more on. Because, yeah, it's actually, it's very funny, but the first time around, and this is why I said, like, no shame if you are an attack person who needs the meat, but the first time around, my Monster Hunter training told me that I needed tons of meat in order to thrive. And as it turned out, I really didn't. And then it came around to... It came to my attention that it was actually fish that did stamina things for my bow. So, I was told that I needed a ton of fish. And then it actually got into the end game, and it turns out I'm actually just a vegan. If you give me the choice, actually, just grain products is my favorite thing, because my armor set really gives me enough stamina that I don't need to really focus too much on stamina things. However, for the mid-game that we are in, the smoked soy fish is probably one of the best things that I have. And, yeah, the smoked soy fish and veggies are probably my favorite mid-game snacks, because, again, like that 1-2 punch of rice I'm using against the end of the end game right now. And I started making this here just because I have grudges to settle. Like I hinted at the reason that we have the Celestial Tsukumo Shrine over yonder ways. I have a score to settle, and I intend to hold nothing back. And I will tell you the full story when we get there.
Ah, you need the path through the cavern cleared. Sure, we could take care of that. But we'll need some help from you. At least find out what I'm asking first. Actually, Togahime made the same request. She said it wasn't urgent, but asked us to tackle it if we had time. We've made some progress already, but at nightfall, there was a Fumebeak attack. Some of my crew came off worse for wear. I was just about to report we couldn't continue work when you came along. So if you can get rid of the Great Crow, we can get rid of the obstruction. Deal?
Alright, so you remember, like, way early on I told you that I had, something to do in Chapter 1 with, old Fumebeak, who was just casually plopped down in Haragasumi Way, and wouldn't become a part of the story for the longest time. Yes, so, we are there at, the longest time, where our mission objective is finally to meet Fumebeak formally in the campaign. And for this, we really... we'll start here. I'll hop up and empty my food shrines and all. So you guys haven't really seen, like, the Fall Akakoi Canyon setup, you know, insofar as I can get away with on, low-rank dragon pits. But the good news for you and me is that I have done insane amounts of grinding, and at this point I am in well enough condition that I can really afford to push forward even once we get into Fuyufusagi Fort.
Head to where my crew have been working. That's where the kemono will show up. It's a fierce one. Go fully prepared.
Yeah, so like I said, the mission right now is back now, so we have a bunch of our little hedgehog friends from this map. We have a character shrine here that I can access. Turn that on. Old Fumebeak will be lurking there. And there's a shortcut to get there. So, oh. You know what, I'm gonna want to actually... Thank God, I have just enough to not actually need to go back. Now that I'm done with the super angry chicken, I can go back to this. So, the Fuyufusagi Fort setup is mostly happening here at the Hot Springs camp, where we have a couple of fermenting pots for all of the vegetables that I don't feel like actually taking out of here. And the point of 4 separate food shrines is just to help me get gem rice when I happen to be passing through. We got 2 there. That's nice. That's better luck than I usually have. We're just going to leave this here. And the other veggies I need to take out to Natsukadachi Isle. Actually, these are my back nuts, so stay with me. Yeah, sort it out later. Okay. And then, if you have the dev camp here at the hot springs, Fumebeak likes to start in this arena. There is actually a shortcut to get down to him from this camp, which I may or may not have shown off previously. I don't recall. One word of warning, you cannot just jump down this hole. You will just die. So you will need to take a glider down. Which actually has done interesting things to the formal, like, cutscene that introduces this guy. You're just gonna ignore me, huh? Okay.
That's the chemical. Watch it. Its toxins attack the skin. You won't be able to stand it for long, so you want to be sure. From what I've heard, when it releases its fumes, it stops still. I should have put together a karakuri to help you out.
Tiny piece of it. Just... Fumebeak, I'm gonna need you to not be a problem child. Like, my lovely and oh so patient audience has made arrangements, has been letting me make arrangements to actually properly move this story forward for a while now, and I'd like... Okay. That's not the karakuri that I wanted, but... Yeah, get out of here. By the way, don't sleep on the repeating crossbow. It's really, really good. The dogs are not really, really good, though. The dogs are a fucking pain in the ass, and I hate this arena because there's seriously like 20 of these fuckers in this arena. Crossbow for the win. How? What angle did that get me from? Already had enough, huh? Dogs, don't make me kill you. It will bore my audience, but I absolutely have time to kill you. There's like 20 dogs in this arena. It is unreal. And I have to deal with 20 dogs in this arena literally every single time I come through here on a rice run. Silvergrass Plains has 13 or 14 different rice spawns. And I run through here all the time looking for gem rice. And I have to deal with the dogs every fucking time. Albeit, usually you can just ignore them. But the point is that I hate them, and I hate small kimono, and they should really just leave me alone when I'm in the middle of an engagement. Also, I need to get to Hellbird, too. Like, my brain is not prepared for my low rank limitations, either. Like, I didn't even realize that I was that low on thread. Just good job that I saw it before I actually committed to this arena. Patience is key, animation lock is a thing. Like, the kemono do have their own iframes. Just take that. Oh my god, the fucking dogs are blocking me from taking my shot. Oh, it's still alive, huh? I'm surprised and slightly offended. Yeah, but because I came into Monster Hunter with Monster Hunter World, I never knew the horrors of old school Bullfango. So I'm really glad that Wild Hearts could fill that gap and really teach me about what the true horror of having small monsters in the arena is. I understand why people hated them so much. As if the video evidence wasn't evidence enough, I now have a full and complete understanding of the hatred of old school Bullfango. I hope you guys don't mind. We are kind of swerving out of our way a little ways just to grab the rice as we pass. Because, yeah, like, if I could swing it, which would require so much more farming, you guys, I would have that just super overpowered meal for every meal, just because I can and I like it. Give it a second, animation lock is real. If there is a chance for the boss to be immune, the kimono has iframes when it's transitioning into its enraged mode. So if you are planning to do something like that knockdown with the crossbow, you do have to actually wait for the animation to finish before you do it. There, thought complete. I win. And that, lords and ladies, is when you're supposed to meet Fumebeak. I've killed a few dozen of them by now. But what can I say? The Fumebeak bow is so good for low rank.
Beat it? Outstanding. In that case, we'll get straight back to work. We'll meet up with you there. I had a feeling you'd make short work of that, so I took a gamble and got my crew ready. This won't take long. Just wait there.
No worries, Ron.
We need a break. Don't want to work ourselves too hard. Can't afford any slip-ups. All right, crew. Down tools. Have some water and rest for a minute. As you can probably tell, most of the Tsuruhashi carpenters weren't born here in Hinomoto. I myself come from the City of Stone, far in the west. And my crew, I mostly met as I traveled here across the Great Range and the Golden Peninsula. As such, we boast some tools and techniques you don't normally find here. That earned us good favor in the capital. But they're fighting now about who'll become the Shogun's heir. There'll be war, I promise you. all over this land. So we decided we'd leave to avoid getting mixed up in it. Togahime's invitation was very timely. What about you? Why are you in Minato? With your skills, you'd find work anywhere. I see. Well, everyone's got their secrets. I won't delve any deeper. Right, well, we better get back to it. We'll try not to hold you up much longer. There, all done. Although, I do not know where this path leads. That old drunk was familiar with this region, no? Why don't you go back to town and pick his brains? We just need to clear up here.
Okay, well, I guess we'll have a talk with Ujishige. Looks like we can just jump across to the forge and prepare to enter Fuyufusagi Fort.
So, is the way to the castle clear now? Are you heading off to Fuyufusagi Fort now? Then you're gonna have to put up with some company, I'm afraid. Why do you look so surprised? Otsuki Castle was my home. No one else knows the lay of the land up there better than me. Any kemono are your domain, though. And I can't deny I'll slow you down, but that's tough luck. Yeah, I can make it. There's something I have to do up there. So I'm your new travel companion.
And so, we get our next objective, to head to Fuyufusagi Fort. However, that will have to wait until next time. For now, I will thank you all so much for joining me on clearing the last of the obstacles in Agakuri Canyon to see our last map. Not to worry, though, I have good news. Because I am, at this point, so far ahead, I do not immediately need to take a break to grab Bob to farm up the dragon pits there. Can always wait for a little bit. And because I already did all of my Tsukumo hunting, we don't have to really super go out of our way on scouring for those either, so this should be the most efficient map we've had yet in this series. Thank you for bearing with me on the setup, but it is actually now time to apply the gas and progress the campaign. So, next time we have some side quests to pick up, I can say. Few side quests to grab next time, and next time, we will be going to Fuyufusagi Fort because at this point, we do want to challenge the Deathstalker. Because the Deathstalker has one of my fusion karakuri that will make my life so much nicer. I am prepared for that. And then we will circle back around as is our custom and clean up the side missions for all of you to see. Except for that first batch that got lost because OBS is possessed. On that note, I thank you all for joining me, and I will see you next time.